Yeah, good morning. So we are doing the Bhagavad Gita. This is chapter 6 and we had completed till verse 5. So we are going to do from verse 6 onwards. Like I said, the verse 5 is a continuation. So in the verse 6 itself, you will get a certain idea of the verse 5 also, the previous thing that we did. So let us proceed. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 6. One's own self is the friend of the self by whom the lower self has been conquered. Even so, the very self of him who has not conquered his lower self behaves antagonistically like an enemy. Now, if you recollect, the last verse that we did was one should lift oneself by one's own effort and should not degrade oneself. For one's own self is one's friend and one's own self is one's enemy. So you are your best friend and or you are your worst enemy yourself. You don't need an external enemy. Please understand, you can be the best friend that you have for yourself, or you can be the worst enemy that you can ever get for yourself. So this is a thing which we have to know and understand. How does this work? In the verse which we are doing today, he says one's own self is the friend of the self by whom the lower self has been conquered. See, there are two selves within every human being. There is one higher self and then there is one lower self. The lower self will always tell you how miserable you are, how worst person you are on earth. You are incapable, you are tired, you get exhausted. I am not in a position to do. The whole world is, after me. All these great words the lower self gives you. You will get up in the morning late and then you will say, but I was getting up every day early. Today, I don't know what happened. See, these are the words which typically a person says, I don't know what happened. I was feeling exhausted in the morning. You're feeling exhausted early in the morning? I mean, just imagine, what are you talking about? 6, 8, or 10 hours of sleep you have had. Even then, the person says, no, but I was tossing and turning and I was awake the whole night. I kept on dreaming. I kept on thinking. There were so many things that I got to sort out. Science is telling us, and experiments have been conducted which say any person who says that he hasn't slept a wink has actually slept for all those 6 hours. Okay? And in that 1 minute or 2 minute or maybe 15 minutes that he is awake, he thinks he has been awake the whole night. Who is telling him that? That he's been awake the whole night and that he's exhausted? It is called the lower self. The lower self is the one which tells you all the negatives in the world. It will tell you how incapable you are. It will tell you you cannot do this. It will show you in your own life. It will pull you down to the level where you will wonder, but I did that so many years ago. I used to do hundreds of things when I was young. Oh, so now you have become old. How is it that you have become old suddenly when you have to start giving reasons? Otherwise, though, you always say to the world, I am only 20 years old. I am always sweet 16. How is it that every time when you are in a crowd, you always say, oh, I am sweet 16. But otherwise, when you have to get up and you have to do your work and you have to do everything timely, that time you have become old. That time you don't know who has sapped my energy. Last night's argument with my parents or with my husband or with my children has drained me off completely. So now you know who is the culprit in all this. It is your own lower self. So your own lower self is your worst enemy. Now, who is this lower self? You have to know who this lower self is in the first place. First one, it's called the mind. The second one is called the senses. And the third one is called the body. So, body, senses, and the mind are called the lower self. Don't forget it. So, if your mind, I am thinking in my mind that I am very tired just now. Oh, you are like a keg. You are basically like a firebrand when it comes to doing a lot of things. And suddenly, where did this firebrand go and become like we have those in Diwali, we light some crackers. Nowadays, the government says don't do that. Anyway, you will find that there are some crackers which make a big sound, boom, and some crackers with the psst, they become like that. Why? They have lost their energy. So we get this kind of people. I mean, rather, we get no. Hey, you are that kind of a person. Why am I saying you are that kind of a person? Otherwise, you will be sitting in my place. See? Sorry, it's a joke. But remember this. If your lower self, that is the three things, body, senses, and mind, if it is not, telling you lies, who else is telling you? Who is the one who is telling you that you are exhausted? Who is the one who is telling you you can never achieve it? Think about it. Who is the one who is telling you, oh, everybody is against me? The whole world is against me. They just want to backstab me. They just want to talk nonsense. Everybody comes and, says whatever they feel like. Just let me get to the position of, a very big person. Then I can say whatever I feel like, Mr. Donald Trump. I can say whatever I feel like. Well, you can't say whatever you feel like. Don't become a popular leader then. Then you will find that half of the country doesn't want you. So if you really want to be popular, if you really want to be that epitome of that, highest thing that you can ever think of, then you got to stop this nonsense that you give to yourself. I was going to say bullshitting yourself. Okay. I think that's also a good word. Open and close inverted commas. Stop this thing that you are giving yourself. I am incapable. I cannot do this. This is very difficult for me. I have never done this in my... Oh, this is another word which I always keep forgetting. I have never done this in my life. Sir, there is always the first time, Even marriage is the first time. Everything is the first time only. So, yeah. You came in this world also another first time. Bah, you did like that. That was also the first time, isn't it? And you're also going to get slapped because of it. Of course, who says? The doctors, they first do that, isn't it? They give you one big whack. See, so understand this. This idea that the lower self is your best friend is the worst thing that you can say to yourself. Your mind, your body, and your senses are your worst enemies if you talk like this. But they can be your best friend. I will tell you how this best friendship works. There is another being inside of you, and that is called the higher self. The higher self will always tell you, it is possible. I am capable. I can win this war. Then it tells the lower self, let us together win this war. Remember this. The lower self is told by the higher self, let us go and win this war. And the lower self, if it is charged up and if it is self-empowered, will say, yeah, I will win this war. But if the lower self is down in the dumps, what are you talking? I don't even have my weapons. I don't have good clothes. You see, this is how they talk. I am not even up to the mark. I have not shaved. For men, it is always, I have not shaved, I've not cut my hair. Okay. I have not taken a bath. Oh, is that all that you can think of? And a woman will say, I feel very tired, after doing all that housework. Or she will say, I went jogging, I'm feeling extremely tired. There are everybody on the road. Everybody is walking me on the road, I think I should be wearing new clothes. I don't have any new clothes in my cupboard. The whole cupboard is filled with it, and yet they don't have new clothes. Who is the one who is telling you all this? The lower self. The mind, the body, and the senses. These are the three worst enemies of yours. They are telling you. But if the higher self says to you, you can do it. There is nothing in this world that you cannot beat. You are capable of anything in this world. You keep on hearing all these motivational speakers. A motivational speaker's greatest motivation, this is a fact of life. The motivational speaker's greatest motivation is what you know? Capital M. Money. They get a lot of money. And they know there are fools who are always in the lower self. Everybody over there is in the lower self. This higher self actually is not a higher self. His higher self has only told him, you can give a good speech. And the lower self is gloating over it. Yeah, look at all these fools. These idiots have paid $10,000 to attend my, this retreat. Retreat? For getting motivated? Well, you have your greatest motivator inside your own being. Inside this body, you have the greatest motivator of all times. He is called the higher self. So he says, the very self of him. See, one's own self is the friend of the self by whom the lower self has been conquered. If you can conquer your lower self by your higher self, then you are the winner throughout your life. What is difficult in that? Tell me. Nothing is difficult. If you take your mind and you say to your mind, listen mind, you please listen to me, you can do it. Give that body of yours a fantastic boost. Tell that body of yours that you can do anything. And then you will be able to. Have you seen paraplegics? People without any limbs and all that kind of stuff? They have to overcome with their mind their defects in the body, and then they can have those artificial limbs and they can walk, they can run, they can win races. Who has told them that? It is their higher self which says to them, you are capable. People have run in races without a footwear and they have won the race. How is it possible? And later on in life, the same people, they may be wearing the fastest shoes on earth. I don't know if there are any fastest shoes, but there may be a fastest shoes made by some fancy companies in this world. And they will say, yeah, but I came second or third. Why? Well, when you are without a footwear, you are capable. Your higher self was telling you can beat the world. And now that you are capable, your higher self is not there. The lower self says, I can win this world. Then your ego has come into the picture. And there is always a fall for the ego. So the higher self should be always listened to. Don't say that I don't hear that higher self. The higher self is always talking. He's so high up in the tree. Even in the Upanishads, there is a very beautiful story where there are two birds sitting on one tree. Now imagine, you may be a bird who is sitting on the lowermost branch. Okay, and the other fellow is sitting on the highest pinnacle over there at the apex. Maybe you can't hear his voice because you have downgraded yourself to such a level that you can't even hear your voice. That you have become such a miserable person that inside of you there is nothing left. But why are you doing that? Why can you not slightly climb up and listen to that person upstairs? The higher bird is called the higher self. Who is telling this? Krishna is telling this to Arjuna. Please remember this. Krishna was the greatest motivator of all times, external motivator, but he never took any money, unfortunately. Otherwise, he would have taken, Chalo, abhi Delhi ka Rajya bhi mere ko de dena. So he would have said to Arjuna, you know what? I gave you such a motivational talk. I want at least, Delhi as my capital. It's very difficult to come from Dwarka to Delhi. Anyway, but he never asked for anything. But here, Krishna is telling Arjuna, what a miserable fellow you are. Remember, he is the greatest archer in the world. Okay? And the greatest archer is crying and running. Just imagine a archer. I mean, I don't know. If you have seen the serials, you look at Arjunas, all the Arjunas in this, all this Mahabharata, those guys are the strongest and the well-built dudes, I don't know whether you have six packs, 8 packs or whatever. Those guys are hot, I can tell you this much. Okay, and they're very good to look at also. Arjuna is good to look at. I don't ask me about Bhim and all. Okay, Bhim must be, I don't know, he must be looking like a Kali, the great Kali. Nobody wants to look at him. But Arjuna is that handsome dude, good-looking chap, who is always first in class, always first in class. And these first in class guys are, I don't know what to do. See? So Krishna is a motivator and he is telling him, see, there is a higher self, listen to it and rise above and take your bow and arrow and start the fight. It is important and you should never lose the opportunity. Many a times it so happens that people in today's day and age, they have become so tamasic in their life. Tamasic to the core. If I tell somebody that they got to do it right here and now, they will do after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. By then the bird has flown. That is not a done thing. If you have been given an instruction that you can do this right here and now, it would have been really great. Let us think about it like this. If you were given an opportunity in the month of January and told, apply for this job and get this job here and now. And if the person applies 5 months or 6 months later, and he gets a job 6 months later, what would have happened? I will tell you what has happened. Number one, he has not got 6 months salary. Number two, he would have got ample opportunities to grow in life. And along with him, the other people would have also grown. Please remember, when a lower level person grows, he pushes the higher level person still higher. And this is never understood by the lower level people. Got the answer? If the lower level person would have joined earlier, he would have done and achieved a lot of stuff in 6 months' time. You can change the whole world, in 6 months. Then he would have pushed not only himself higher, but he would have pushed the people above him still higher. So now understand who is responsible for this laziness. It is called the lower self. The lower self is the miserable one which keeps on telling you, you can't do this. You don't have the opportunity. Just now, you don't have this, you don't have that. You still have to get your papers, you still have to do that, you still have to do that. And how many reasons? The understanding should be, it has to be done right here and now. Now, if I confront this person and I tell them, you should have done it, you know what is the answer they will give? The answer, the same people will look at in my face and they will say, the whole world is not listening. Nobody is listening. You don't know. They will look at my face and tell me these words. You don't know anything. You don't know how the world works because you have never been in my position. Who says I have never been in your position? Do you know who I am? So if you know who I am, you think I have not been in your position? I have been there billions and zillions of years around. What gives you the right to say that I have not been? I have put myself in every position in this world. So don't give me this nonsense. You don't know my people. You don't know my parents. You don't know my bosses. You don't know this one. Who says you don't know? If I have given a word to you, go and do it. My universe will work magic if you go and do it right there and now. But if you keep on dilly-dallying and delaying everything, you are responsible for your own karma, not me. Then you would have fallen down and you would have entered the 18th chapter where Krishna gives a kick in his ass of Arjuna and says, if you don't do this because of self-conceit and your ego, then you are going to be responsible for your prarabdha karma. Go and see my today's update, which I had written way back in time. It is the same update which will tell you that if you don't do what you have been told to do right here and now, if you have been instructed very clearly to do, then I am not responsible for your failures. Then your karma, your prarabdha karma has taken over. Please remember this. You and your prarabdha karma, and when you and your prarabdha come into the picture, no God, no Guru, nobody can help you. Then you are your own master of your own destiny. Okay? Then don't even hold anybody responsible. You are the miserable person who has been listening to the lower self. The lower self. My bosses, they are useless people. The HR doesn't even respond. The legal team doesn't talk to me. This person doesn't do this, that person doesn't do that. You don't know my parents. They are the most irresponsible people in the world. Now there is pandemic also. I am in another place, that is in another place. How do I join? How do I do these things? You see, these are the examples which are live and in your face. So stop listening to your lower self and listen to the higher self. The higher self is the sattvic one. It will always tell you how to rise in this world and always tell you, you can do it. Julius Caesar said, I can, I will, I conquer. You think Julius Caesar was talking from some other point of view? He can, I will, I conquer. That is what it means. And they are capable. Everybody in this world has been given the brains and the tools of trade to win. And don't say that I don't have those equipments. You know, in the Mahabharata, it is written that Arjuna went to the Himalayas and he prayed to Shiva. And Shiva gave him choicest of the weapons, which he came back and hid on top of a tree. And those are the weapons which he had got earlier. So do you think in your tree where these two birds are sitting, the weapons are not hidden? Ask yourself that. You think the weapons have not been given? The capabilities are not there? Do you think the universe is pulling you down? I am sorry, there is no universe outside of you. Isn't this the verse which is telling you you can be your best friend or your worst enemy? If you want to do it, you can do it. There are lots of people in my world who have told me this, hey, Guruji, H1B visa not there, sir. H1B visa not there? Yeah. I can't do this, I can't do that. I said, do you really believe that? You know something? 2 days ago, Mr. Donald Trump has given the instructions, please open up all the embassies so that all the students that have applied can be given the H1B visa or whatever visa that they are supposed to get. I don't know the name of the visa. How did that happen? And that too in the worst scenario of pandemic? That means, isn't the world continuing? So then what gives you the right to say that it cannot be done? Don't give this kind of nonsensical terminologies and saying, oh, the world is not doing it. The whole world is against me. Nobody is against you. Like I said to you last time, one verse can take the whole 1 hour session also. This is that kind of verse which will teach you. At the end of it, I will send you my bill. Don't worry. Because you see, if I have to give you that like Tony Robbins speech, like Tony Robbins and all that, how does it sound? So like I said, Krishna is giving a speech to Arjuna and saying, do not listen to your lower self, because the lower self is your worst enemy. It will always tell you what a miserable person you are. You are incapable. You have doubts. There are so many things which are not going for you. They are against you. The world is against you. You are sleepy. You are tired. You are hungry. You are this. All the negatives in the world, you keep on piling up at the lower self. Okay? Just pile them up. Okay? That's hard. And the higher self is flying high. He's got the wings. Alright? He's flying high. And he's white in color. And he flies and he says, looks at that fellow who is drowning in that. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Get up from that morass. Get up from that dirt. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. There are in these people who will keep on talking. You know what they talk? There is a hole in the atmosphere. The whole world is going to come to an end. You don't know how many problems there are. These, gases, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide are increasing day by day. Pandemic is come now. We can't do anything. The ice caps have melted. These are the doomsday sayers. But there are those other people who are listening to the higher self. They are coming up with solutions. If you want to be a leader, if you want to rise high in your life, don't come up with stupid questions. Come up with solutions to the problems. And your mind and your body, your intellect and your senses are capable of delivering that. Anything can be delivered. All answers can be given. Is there a single thing which cannot be done? You may say we cannot go to the sun. Who says that? Who says that? Those who have got this grey matter up there, they can go right into the sun and through it also. Because sun is not that great stuff to conquer. You will find that there was that small, buggy of theirs, like a kite, which landed on Mars. After 2 years, the Americans were able to restart it. You think they gave up? No. Yesterday's news was really fantastic. You see, we get second-hand goods from everywhere in the world. Second-hand. People who have junked it, we are buying it. And yesterday's news was 3 of the latest class frigates have been given to Pakistan by China. How is that? They can get the latest weaponry and we have to fight it out. I mean, that is a country which is going down into the dumps. Nothing. They owe money to everybody. We are sitting on a pile of cash. We are the second or maybe the third richest country in the world. I am not joking. We have so much money around, dollars and this and that, and our markets are booming. Just a few months ago, the market had touched nearly 25,000. Okay. The highest it has ever reached was 41,000 something. Do you know today, in less than 3 months, where the market is back again? It is up to 39,000. So from 25 to 39, can you imagine the jump that has taken? I mean, those who understand stocks and all those things will know what I'm talking about. That means capability is there. Do you think we can't touch 45 or 50? Yes, we can. We can be the greatest economy in the world if you want to. So if you give yourself this kind of the miserable, there are two kind of people. One is called the bull and one is called the bear. Okay, the bull is the guy who, yeah, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. He keeps on jumping up and down. He's like a bull, he's charging at all times. By the way, I have a lot of bulls in my group, by the way. They're all Taurians. And after their name, you can write BS. Okay. And there are lots of bears also. Bears are the, I can't do it. This is not possible. The market is going to go below 25,000. It will touch 20. They talk like that. It is called the lower mind. The lower mind will tell you negatives. The higher mind will tell you positives. The higher one. Now, when I said mind means what? The same mind, by the way. But the higher self, when it empowers this mind. See, there are three guys down there, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Body, senses, and the mind. And this is that bird on top. So what he does, he keeps on, come on, do it, come on, do it, come on, do it, come on, do it. And this fellow, the mind, he'll say, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. So this mind, which is the lower mind, becomes the higher mind. So that is what he says. One's own self is the friend of the self by whom the lower self has been conquered. The higher self can conquer the lower self. Even so, the very self of him who has not conquered his lower self behaves antagonistically like an enemy. So, you are your worst enemy also. When you keep on giving yourself those negativities all the time, not only yourself, but you think the world is against you. Everybody is plotting against you. That is what this lower self tells you. Don't listen to it. Because you are antagonistic to your own progress. You are negative. You are coming down. Don't ever do that. Alright? So I think half an hour is enough for this, isn't it? So we will move to the next verse. Okay, so we are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, verse number 7. The Supreme Spirit is rooted in the knowledge of the self-controlled man whose mind is perfectly serene in the midst of pair of opposites such as cold and heat, joy and sorrow, honor and ignominy. Now a distinction is being made. Remember, the previous two verses were for Arjuna. That means you. There are Arjunas in this world who are always telling yourself, nahi ho sakta hai. Not possible. Now we are talking about who is it that can say at all points in time, anytime, anywhere, who is this person? That person is the highest. The Supreme Spirit is rooted in the knowledge of the self-controlled man. Anybody who has the self-control, anybody who has been able to control his body, senses and the mind. Now let us look at the body. In the body, the self-controlled man. Now is Krishna telling you over here that you have to go on a binge or eat less or eat more? Is he saying anything like that? He doesn't say any of those things. He self-controlled. Self-control means like this. Suppose you are a lion or a tiger. Okay. Now you have been fed so much and you are sitting in one place and you might have eaten 10 zebras and 20, I don't know what all other things you might have. You don't even know, deers and all those things. Everybody, you have eaten all that and you have become like that and sitting over there. And you are like that lion or the tiger who is become like chump, big fellow. Okay. Now, naturally, he has to do some activity or no? No. He says, the lion says, oh my God, look at my body. I just lifted myself and I went and saw in the pool over there and I saw I am too fat. After this, I will never touch a deer in my life nor a zebra in my life. And by the way, this is not a good thing. I put on so much of weight. Look at me. Tomorrow onwards, I am going to become a vegan or I am going to become a vegetarian. I mean, common sense will tell you you can't expect a lion or a tiger to become a vegan and a vegetarian. Is that correct or no? What is his food? Those deers and all those other creatures. Correct? He can't become a grass-eating person. Right? He cannot become a person who eats only greens. Now let us come to human beings. Human beings have a diet. They are born in a certain country, and they have a certain diet structure. Okay? Some people in North India, they eat chapatis, rotis, and all those heavy stuff with lot of butter, ghee, this, that, so many things. They eat parathas, this fat paratha, like that, big one. And you will really wonder, those who are South Indians, they will look at the paratha and this guy's eaten 5 and 6 of them. Oh my God, that is my whole month's food. But they are used to eating that. A paratha, big fat one with a lump of butter on top of it. That is their eating habit. That is what they are meant for. Like the lion or the tiger that I told you just now. If there is a South Indian, idli, dosa, vada, sambar, this one, that one, all that, God knows all those kind of things they eat. Now, the North Indian will look at them. He is eating only 2 idlis, 3 idlis, that's all. Look at his size, he's such a scrawny fellow. Hey, you should be eating a lot of parathas. Look at me, I'm eating all tandoori chicken. Sir, he's a South Indian, he is used to eating those idlis and dosas and all that, okay? Don't try to teach him that. So to each his own. They have come from a household where the diet is there already. Krishna is saying, you just have to control yourself. He is not telling you to change your diet. He is not telling you go on a crash diet. Imagine tomorrow Arjuna is going to say, I have only 6 packs. I got to have at least 12 of them. Come on. I mean, just imagine doing that. That fellow over there, Bhim, will look at him. What are you doing, man? I can lift you like this also. Because Bhim is used to eating, I don't know how many liters of milk and kilos of food and all that. The whole kitchen is going to get empty. That is Bhim's job. That is not Arjun's job. Arjun is not supposed to develop 20 packs or 30 packs. Okay, he's not supposed to. He is supposed to just control himself. That's it. Whatever diet you have, control that. So your body will be under control. Doesn't mean give up. It means eat in moderation whatever you are used to. Suppose you are used to eating one whole katori of, say, curd, and you might have put on weight. Make it half a katori. Doesn't matter. Katori means a small, vessel. You can eat half of it. You don't have to eat greens unless and until you have changed your sex and you have become what? An animal. I mean, if you have become a bakri means a goat, or if you have become a cow, I don't mind. Okay. Yeah. You can say, I have become so fat, I look like a cow. People say these words, Yeah. If you have become really a cow, then please eat all the greens possible. Maybe I'll give you a food made of grass. That is not the criteria. And never go on these calories and all those kind of things. You should know where to stop and you should know how to go about. It is called self-control. What is it called? Self-control. So for the body, that is the self-control. If you are used to running 5 kilometers a day, please run. And maybe you might have put on a little weight. Run 6 kilometers a day. That is it. Control it. Okay? If you are used to, pumping iron and lifting weights, or maybe doing some karate and all that, or maybe eating parathe, whichever it is, please do that. But understand that it is possible when you have control over the self. You should be able to control the self so that your body can be regulated. I will give you an understanding of why this is so. Every human being, because they are born in a certain place, location, that is, they are born in a certain family, their genetic makeup, because they are born in a certain environment, maybe cold place, hot place, I don't know, or they are used to a certain kind of food, their body has created what is called as a flora and a fauna in their system, in their alimentary canal, which is starting from here till the end. They are there. Those small creatures inside your body help you in breakdown, digestion, and various other things. Now suppose you eat something extraordinary, out of the way. What happens to that body flora and fauna? It gets destroyed. That is why you have loose motions and all those things happening to you. So the doctor, when he examines you, he will say, okay, I will give you certain stuff. And now they have to balance that, body flora and fauna. So they will give you something to balance it out. It takes a month, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes a long time for that flora and fauna to get regenerated. This is what happens. Have you seen the Chinese, the way they eat? Their food is different. Japanese, you see, they eat that sushi and all those things, isn't it? I don't take the other word, okay? Okay. And we are not used to it. You're not Japanese to eat sushi. Unless and until you want to go to Japan and become a Japanese, that's a different story. Oh, I eat only this, scones and breads and this and that. Oh, you want to become a European? Go. If your body is attuned to a certain methodologies, you should always follow it to the T. That is why if you are used to tea, drink tea. If you are used to coffee, drink coffee. That means in South India, everybody has those filter coffee. And that is something which you are used to since childhood if you are a South Indian. If you are from Punjab and Haryana, they use that big glass of lassi. Lassi is that sweet drink, and they will drink it. All their mustache will become white in color. So they are used to that kind of a stuff. Now imagine this guy who is from Punjab. I only have Starbucks coffee, latte. Sir, latte? अब भाई आप तो पी रहे थे लस्सी और लस्सी से बन गए लाते. लो. I'm sorry, I'm speaking in Hindi. I think you understand what I'm speaking. You have been used to drinking lassi and now you're in drinking latte. अरे लात मार के सीधा कर दूंगा. I don't know. It means I'll kick you. I'll make you straight. That is your body flora and fauna is destroyed because of that. You are not used to so much of caffeine. And suddenly you're pouring your body with caffeine and this and that and so many things. It doesn't work. So controlling is very, very important. Self-control. Let us say you are a Punjabi. You are used to drinking such a big glass of lassi. And you are put on a lot of weight and you're thinking a little sluggish. What am I to do? Well, you can cut it down to half a glass, Or maybe you can remove all the cream from top and just drink it like that. Or instead of having a lassi, you can have a chas. Chas means the one with salt. So you'll have less sugar, isn't it? That is the alteration you can do in your diets. So body can be controlled. If you can walk for 6 kilometers, walk. That is what you have got to do. Not change entirely from becoming an Indian to a Japanese. No, you can't do that. Everybody is programmed in a particular manner. So that is about mind. Now let us move to these senses. How do you control the senses? The Supreme Spirit is rooted in the knowledge of the self-controlled man. When you can control your lower self, the lower self comprises of three: body, senses, and the mind. We just now finished with the body. Self-control of the body. Control your body. You will become that Supreme Spirit. The Supreme Spirit will rise inside of you. Now let us take the senses. You are used to hearing a lot of gossip. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I want to hear. You think of yourself as a super spy, 007. Triple 007 maybe. Well, why do you want to become a 007, sir? On Her Majesty's Secret Service. You don't have to be. Can you control your ears? You don't have to listen to everything, because the more you hear, the more you are thinking there are conspiracies. How many conspiracies are there? You see this Sushant Singh's case. Every day you hear at least 10 different conspiracies coming out from all sources. And just now imagine if you are a 007 or 0007 or whatever 7. Okay. Then you would have been going mad by now. So the answer is that, can you control what you can hear? You don't have to hear all the nonsense that goes around in the world. You don't have to look at things which are not even required to be seen. Okay? When you see something happening, don't be a peeping Tom over there. You don't have to know what's happening. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't see. Even if you see something, your mind is going to get disturbed. We are coming to the third one. Wait. We still have to cover 10 more minutes. I mean, if you are bored just now only, you can go. Then you will say, Guruji is all talking all, I don't know what. Let me go. So you can go. So your eyes, they got to be controlled. You don't have to see everything. When you can control your eyes, when you can control your ears, when you can control your tongue, you don't have to go jabber, 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 jabber all the time. You see, if you have been given, if you are privileged to some information, keep that information with you. You don't have to tell the whole world about the information. The tongue has to be controlled for speech. Hands, legs. Oh, I have to tell you about one part of the organ of our, one of the organs of action. Remember, which people love. I don't understand what is it that people love sitting in the toilet for 1 hour. I have some great Maharathis with me. You understand? Maharathi means, like F1 drivers, like Maharathis. They are super drivers. These guys, they love to sit in the toilet for 1 hour. What are they, hatching eggs or what? I have to ask them, what are you all doing inside for 1 hour? I mean, when I really get, you're watching porn inside? Stupid fellows. 1 hour you're sitting in the toilet, and then they will say, I have constipation, I have loosies, I have this, I have that. Well, if you're going to sit every day like a regular clockwork precision, 1 hour inside, morning, afternoon, evening, night, maybe 6 times or 7 times in a day, you're wasting half your life in the toilet. Half your life you're wasting on the bed, and half your life you're wasting in the toilet. You got a lot of other things to do. Get out of the toilet. Do fast. So that is one place which also needs a self-control. It is within your hands. It's the lower self which tells you that you have to sit for 1 hour. It is the higher self which will tell you you have a lot of other things to do. Can we get out of here? Now we come to another place. We have a lot of, people who have a lot of urges in life. Urges means, why can you not zip it up, man? I mean, I'm talking a language which people will understand. There is no need for all these things. You're wasting your life energy in all this nonsensical stuff. Okay, there are people in this world who are doing hundreds and thousands of things. Zip ups. All right. So then you will progress in life. That is called self-control. You don't have to succumb to anything. Like that, if you can control all your senses, okay, all the senses, all the action in a body, the parts of that are supposed to be action oriented, karmendriya we call them, jnanendriya and karmendriya. Jnanendriya is connected to the 5 senses which are there, and karmendriya are the organs of action. Control them. Self-control is what he says. Those who can have self-control, they will be rooted in the Supreme Spirit. Krishna is telling Arjuna that. You think Arjuna was not succumbing to all these things? He was. That is why he is telling him that. And that is why I am telling you all that. So don't succumb to all these karmendriyas and jnanendriyas. Don't. Now we come to the third one. Self-control of the mind. The mind is constantly wandering. I was listening to a TED talk recently where the woman who was giving a talk said that, you see, now an 8-minute talk is left. And the moment I start speaking, you will be lost in less than 30 seconds. You're gone from this. So even if a person is listening to a TED talk, which is supposed to be a great stuff, by the way, you lose your mind. Your mind keeps on wandering. Grrr. It has gone to another planet. It has gone to an outer world. Maybe it's gone across the galaxies in a destination far, far away. Because you are not there. To be there, focused and doing the job is so very important. The mind is one of the greatest organs ever given to mankind. With the mind, you can conquer the world. With this mind, you can do whatever you feel like. It's got tremendous capabilities. You see, recently there was one video put up where our soldiers, Indian soldiers, had gone into the Himalayas. Now there is that thing going on just now. So they had gone into the Himalayas. The temperatures were below minus 16 or 18 or 20 or something like that. And there was this guy, these soldiers, they saw this man sitting over there without any clothes. He just had one, langoti, underwear kind of. And he was sitting on top of one small hillock. And when he saw the soldiers coming, now the soldiers thought that this guy is going to come near him and talk to them. Okay. He just walks past them. And you know what he's doing? He's doing, what do you call that? Somersault. I have to find the word. He's somersaulting in that cold. Without any clothes. I mean, just imagine that. I mean, do you think you can somersault anywhere like that in the Himalayas and dance around? Dang, 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 dang. And along with him is a dog. This dog and this guy in that cold Himalayas are doing that. And the soldiers were just looking at them. These two guys, the man and that dog. That was one Swamiji. It was such an astounding sight. Doesn't that teach you that your mind is capable of controlling anything? You see, when you go to the Antarctic, by the way, if you ever go to Antarctic, you have to go to South America, go to the last point over there. I don't know, it's called Cape of something something. You go from there, you take that ship, it takes you all the way to the South Pole. Once you go to the South Pole, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to remove all your clothes and jump into the water. I'm not joking. It's a fun experience. Well, it is below zero, and you have to jump into that water. Your mind is capable of doing anything, let me tell you. You might have seen all those, spy movies where the enemy is trying to break the spies, CIA and all those kind of stuff. I'm sure you have seen that. And they are all trying to break the spy and try to take out the secrets from him, and yet he's able to control himself. I think in the Mission Impossible series you should watch, where our great friend is capable of doing anything. Okay, Tom Cruise. I was recently told that he has done a fantastic stunt just last week. Just last week. You know what he did? He drove up a ramp which was about half a kilometer ramp. Half a kilometer ramp on his mobile. Brrr, like that. He went up that ramp and he took a leap of 500 feet. 500 feet is Mission Impossible. This is the same man who had broken just a few months ago, maybe last year, he had broken himself literally, complete drum. He must have banged on the wall over there. This is the same guy who is hanging on top of Burj Khalifa. For me to look down is difficult. Those who have the problem. This man is hanging with some wires on top of Burj Khalifa. I can assure you it is everything to do with the mind. So if you can control these three, the mind, you should be able to pinpointed accuracy, it should be able to do things. And that is what is required. That is what Arjuna was told. What do you see on that tree? And he said, I can see the eye of the bird. That is what happened. So, whose mind is perfectly serene in the midst of pair of opposites. So whatever may happen, there may be hot or there may be cold, or there may be joy and there may be sorrow. Your parents might have given you a lot of bad words, or your husband must have beaten the hell out of you, or your children must be talking nonsense to you, or your boss must have given you a peace of mind. It should not affect you. Or if you are given a lot of accolades, you are given prizes, you are given certificates, you are given a good amount of money, and if you are told, you are the greatest thing on planet Earth, that also should not affect you. There should be complete equanimity whereas you are concerned. There should be no joy or sorrow. There should be no honor or ignominy. Your mind has to be centered. Even if somebody says anything to you, it should not affect you in any way. Whether it is a praise, whether it's an honor they are giving you, or whether they are trashing you, they are giving ignominy to you. You should not be responding. Your mind should be absolutely uncontrolled. That is called self-control. If a person is not able to control, remember the three things that I told you. The body, the senses, and the mind. These three things have to be under tremendous control. And when you have them under tremendous control, that is called the Supreme Spirit is rooted in the knowledge of the self-controlled man. Did you get this? The Supreme Spirit, that is Krishna himself, is rooted in the knowledge, is there within that knowledge of the self-controlled man. If you can control yourself and not lose your yes, okay, then that is what he's talking about. You got to control it, and then you are going to be the Supreme Spirit. This is what is the teaching which Krishna had given to Whom? Not Uddhava. If you want to listen about Uddhava, then you should join me on Saturdays and Sundays. You see, early in the morning, 6:30, I am doing the satsangs. Saturdays and Sundays. Please join me for Uddhav Gita. Now we are doing Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita, he is telling Arjuna, and you are the Arjuna who is listening to all these things. So I have come to the end of my satsang now, and I'll see you all in the coming week. Bye. Take care. Have a nice day.